Hey guys, it's Jason the Money Man Medley, and listen, I'm super excited about what we're going to be sharing with you on this week's coming call, alright, on the webinar. But one of the things I want to do is tell you why it's vitally important to have a stable full of private lenders in your real estate investing business, okay? There's three huge reasons, alright? And the reason I want to share these with you is that I've been one of the nation's leading transactional funders for several years now, okay? But over the last couple of years, I've noticed that obviously in our box, the things that we'll fund, okay, it's a very narrow box that we like to fund in. I mean, if the house needs repairs, we're not going to fund it. If you're not doing a back-to-back closing, we're not going to fund it. If you got a short sale approval but no end buyer, we're not going to fund it. So there's a lot of different intricacies. There's a lot of deals we won't do, and I get clients all the time saying, Jason, I got this awesome deal. I need to get it funded, but it doesn't fit in your box. What do I do? Okay, so that's really what's kind of giving me the passion, all right, to put together this training session that we're going to do on private lenders. But the three things I want to go over with you right now and tell you why having a stable full of private lenders in your real estate business is so important. Okay, the first one, and guys, this is small. It's really just kind of giving me a flow here. Don't worry about reading this. If you need to get a pen and paper right now, put me on pause and go grab a pen and paper. Okay, but there's three key reasons why it's vitally important to have a pool, or I should say a stable, of private money lenders, okay, private investors in your real estate business. And the biggest one is that when you partner with these people, okay, you have no out-of-pocket expenses, all right? Now, when you think about traditional types of closings, all right, outside of transactional funding, a lot of times you got to come up with money for down payments. You got to come up with money for rehab costs if the house needs repair. You got to come up with money for closing costs. And a lot of times, if you can't do that, okay, what do you end up doing? A lot of times what you end up doing is you have to give up 50% of the deal. It's almost like you've bought yourself a partner. You found this deal. You're the one that knows how to put it together and how to structure it. But because you don't have all the money, okay, you end up having to give up 50% of the deal. I can tell you I get that offer on a regular basis with clients calling in and say, hey, this doesn't fit inside your box, but it's a phenomenal deal. I'll give you 50% of it if you'll fund it, okay? I'm going to teach you how to bypass all of these things and never have to put any money into a deal, because on this week's training call, we're going to show you how to fill your stable full of private money investors, okay? Now, the second main reason, all right, that you need those investors is that you can structure your deals to where you get cash when you close, all right? Now, that typically takes, you'll get to a point where you need to have a relationship. It may not be your first deal with a private money lender, all right? But once you establish a relationship and there's trust and they understand that your judgment is good as far as repairs go and the value of the property and so forth, you can structure this to where you can actually get cash when you close, okay? Again, it's relationship driven. But what they will typically enable you to do if you buy the property low enough or at the right LTV or loan to value is they'll allow you to build in some profit up front, okay? And that profit can be used for a number of different things, whether it's paying the first couple of payments while you're rehabbing the property, or for whatever it may be. You can build in and get some profit up front, put a little cash in your pocket, okay? Again, you can build payments into the loan. Let's say, for example, that a private lender says, my max loan to value is 70% of the property's value after repair value, okay? If you pick that up for 40 cents on the dollar, you got to put another 10 cents on the dollar to fix it, and you're in at 50 cents, they may allow you, since you're 20% below their loan to value that they would typically lend on, they may allow you to take a little bit of profit at closing if they feel strongly enough about the deal, okay? That's always going to help with the cash flow in your business. That's reason number 2, all right? Reason number 3 that it's vitally important to have these folks in your stable is they give you power. Okay, when I talk about power, the power to pay cash and the power to close quickly, all right? Well, typically when you deal with banks and so forth, okay, with private lenders or private lenders, you don't have these lengthy qualification processes. They don't check your credit history, your credit score, your income, your assets. It's driven around how the deal is structured and the fact that you've bought it so far under market value, okay? That's one thing that's of critical importance. The other thing is they lend to you on the deal, not based upon you, all right? That's not how banks work, all right? They want to know based upon your ability to repay. Now, granted, a private money lender may also look at your credit worthiness, as far as they may not look at credit score and stuff, but if you're dead broke, that might be a problem, okay? But if you get a rock-solid deal, a lot of times they're not going to care. They're not going to care at all right? And the other thing is that when you work with with your typical financial institutions like banks and so forth is very, very time consuming. All right, and if you've got a rock solid deal on your hand that you're stealing, that you're picking up for just pennies on the dollar, you've got to be quick. All right, you've got to be quick and you've got to be reactive and you got to close. You got to close fast. And banks and financial institutions don't give you the ability to do that. All right, they simply don't. You've got to go through a lengthy process. It drags things out. And a lot of times what's going to happen is your competition is going to snatch that deal up because they've got access to private money lenders that you don't have. All right? Now, the other thing is that a lot of financial institutions like banks and so forth, they will limit you when you're going through that qualification process. They're going to limit you to the number of loans that you can have on investment property. All right? With private money lenders, it's irrelevant. It's totally 100% irrelevant. If the deal is structured correctly, they're likely going to lend on that deal for you, okay? So again, having private money lenders is absolutely vital to your real estate business. And in this week's training call, all right, on this week's webinar, we're going to go through this in a lot more detail. And we're also going to share some strategies with you, how you can find these people step by step by step. We're going to lay it all out, all right? Looking forward to seeing you there.